Thursday. It's 6 o'clock, January 3rd, January 16th. This is the meeting of the golf commission, so let's please stand and pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now, and it has nothing to do with any here, but just keep it in your hearts and prayers for everything that's going on in LA, firefighters, emergency people, the police, everybody, what they lost, man. It's like, it's devastation. It's, I don't know if everybody's seen the pictures. It's just, you cry almost. It's crazy. It's, it looked like it was justice. I said, it looked like a nuclear bomb went off and it's just, oh my gosh.
Hawaii.
Yeah, it's,
So an aerial before and after.
yeah,
That was
Yeah.
all ash.
true. I have one more thing that's not even on the agenda, so I'm just gonna say it out loud. I'd like to thank Gail for her time and donating her time from one of the initial people kicking this thing, the commission off. She had been here since the start, and her term is up at the end of this month. She did not re-up. 70, did you re-up? You put it in, Commissioner? Okay, so this is up to you, and thank you, but I'm sure, if you're on the commission now, you'll be appointed hopefully. And then, but thank you for your time. Appreciate everything you've done. And, thank you.
Thank you. Good to work with everybody and carry on.
All right, what is the citizens? Well, first of all, this is the first time I think in a long time I've been a full commissioner meeting. Every one of the commissioners is here. Wow, that's amazing. The only one missing, well, he's in the commissioners, is Mark, but he'll be here later. All right, so what is the citizens? There is none. Approval of minutes from December 19th. Has everybody read the minutes? Is there any
I got a change.
step with the change?
Yeah, at the bottom, probably about like paragraphs up, where it says, Commissioner Senior, motion for no change to deal with the military rates.
Mhm.
And to deal with it later. Basically, it should say, no change with the military rates, it's adequate. It's adequate, not that we're gonna deal with it in the future.
Okay,
So
so
it
we'll
should
leave,
be adequate.
basically, adequately leave as is then, basically.
Well, yeah, right.
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Alina, please make note of that. Well, where is that in the, on what page is that, So it makes it easier for her to,
Doesn't say picture.
what's it under though?
It's under, full business.
No, on the minutes, under
Yeah,
all
it's under
business,
all
okay,
business.
very good, okay, very good. All right, anything else? Okay. Old business, rates.
Yeah, I have to approve it.
Yeah, all right, we have mentioned to, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to, well,
Yeah.
I can't, I wasn't there. I have to abstain.
If you have to abstain from that, so we have a motion to approve,
I'll make a motion.
So- all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? No, unanimous. Okay. Old business, 2025 rates. Okay, we've all had a chance to sit on this, look at it. And go through it, all right? And is there any questions on this? Since we went through it, and matter of fact, I did a comparison of what Sol did versus what we kind of all agreed upon, and I think the only question now are there's two rates, actually one rate that we were talking about, and that was the senior senior restricted, correct? There was one of them, but you did bump that one up, Sol, again?
To your suggestion.
525?
525, yeah.
Okay. Is everybody okay with that? Everything else went up. I'll just say flat out, everything went up basically $15. That one only went up 10. Does anybody really care?
No.
No?
You know,
So we're good with that? Okay, so Saul also sent out something with the new proposed rates in there. And it's basically showing a slight deficit of $7,000 or 7,600, I think. I can't even show, it's kind of small. $7,600. So is everybody okay with that? All right, very good.
When is this going to town council?
Next Tuesday.
And who's from going?
I will go from here. I will be there. So it's Tuesday.
Good, okay. My only, it's not pertinent to the rates, but at the bottom it says,
Hold on, it is now. Hey, Mark, 6:05, Mark Bayram just joined us. Thank you, Golf Pro.
You're welcome.
on the bottom side, it says lost card replacement, $2, card not presented of $5 after the first offense. We don't have cards.
Where we have these,
The
like
box,
fobs, I bought new ones,
they never asked me for it.
so, well, we haven't started to really give it out.
Oh, so if you
So-
lose your
So
file,
you're gonna do that now?
Season pass holders will have it, we're gonna continue with card pass holders too.
Are you gonna have, so you have a 2D barcode, you
Yeah,
have a
like
reader,
you
right?
Had one,
Yeah, and but I put mine on my phone, and will it read my phone? I think that's the,
hopefully, but it will read card. So, just to identify season pass holders and card holders.
okay,
now it says, but if it's not presented, there's an offense.
I think,
well, that always
this is
was.
like,
Go ahead.
this is probably some old language.
It is old.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
No,
thinking. It
We'll
doesn't,
just have to update it.
it's not pertinent because they know, they type in your name and they can see your season pass holder.
Yes,
So why would we have to show it?
because some folks like to,
Oh, that's fine. if you
they
have-
still like to either way.
Oh, that's fine.
So,
Show it. That's
I mean,
fine.
it'd be great if we didn't have to, but
No, that's
in my
fine.
last few years, some folks are really gung ho about showing it.
Oh, that's, oh, I have no problem. I just don't want it to be out there that there's a fee.
There's, maybe we'll put it as, there's no fee if you don't have it, but if you lose it or something.
Whatever.
I think the reason behind it was wanted to be able to identify them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like, you
the-
have a
the-
picture that comes, instead of
yeah,
just me
yeah.
coming in and saying, I'm Jim Green,
Well, that,
even though they know I'm not.
we know who Jim Green is, but
They
that's
don't
all
know,
right.
but they don't know
We
it.
might well take it out.
What's that, there used to be, I mean,
There used
that's
to be
why we
this-
had the cards in the back, because you could scan it
Yeah, but
and
not
pull
those-
up a picture of.
Oh,
Yeah.
but we haven't had pictures in a while,
That's
right?
right. And we were actually talking,
It's a new system, no.
no, but we were actually talking about having that for everybody, I mean, the regulars for the most part, so you knew whether they were resident or non-resident or whatever, they already had that. And they didn't have to ask them all the time, right? Remember that? I mean, that's kind of, that's the history, the backdrop, the history of that.
Should we just take that whole line out, or?
If it's all in the computer, I don't know why you.
You wanna vote on it, or?
That's fine. That's the motion to remove that portion of the notes, the footnotes.
It's just gonna.
No,
You're not gonna do it.
no,
Was that number 3?
that is number 3.
Part-
Yep. Got a motion to remove that, please? Someone make a motion to
I make a
remove.
motion.
Oh, very good, Bill, thank you.
Second.
Commissioner Richards, second by Nancy, all in favor? Aye. All right, there's something else that I just want to pick out to everybody here when we're looking at the rates, especially with the leagues, and there was a comment that was passed, the last time with the CIP. And the leagues they said they don't pay the CIP up front. Is that true, Mark?
It's all included in their lease.
Oh, it is including the league fee. I didn't know that even for the pass holders.
Well, the pass holders have to come in and pay each.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can I make a suggestion here that I do that, right? And I'm well, adamant about that, but I'm sure not all pass holders were aware. I know for a fact they were not aware of that until I made them aware of it. So maybe think about this. It's like with the pass holders, just have them pay it up front. I mean, just, for the leagues, even if they're paying, we know who the pass holders are gonna be. Have them pay it up front, and that way it's it's all done.
When you pay by check, well, you pay your leave by check, they pay it all in one payment,
Yeah.
so you would have to pay your.
I'd have to leave, I wouldn't have a problem with
Yeah.
that, I wouldn't have a problem, but the way the onus is on the league, and we know at least everybody, listen, what's it gonna be, like $30, but it adds up if you think about it with everybody. And I'm not sure, is everybody paying it, and that's
I
really
don't
not,
run that side, so I have no idea.
I know, but I'm just, I mean, this is something that,
I would think so.
it's something to really think, well, I'm willing to bet that they
All
don't.
I know is we've been aware of to charge them. As
That's if they
far as
come
like
in.
if they're, I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, how would you know whether I paid or not? How would you know whether I came in for the dollar?
The leagues are.
The leagues are prepaid. How would you know? You wouldn't know.
The
I
starter
mean, so,
would, you'd have to. Well, technically, no, did the starter check where the seats or anything?
It's really the individual that
It's the honor system.
responsibility.
That's
Like,
correct.
My league, one thing, the guys in our league know that if they're pass holders, they gotta pay the $1 fee.
Obvious,
And
but-
go in and you're paid a fee.
To me, if I'm running a business and I'm running this, take everything up front. If you take it up front, then there's no,
I don't see why we could.
yeah.
We just never have.
Yeah, I
I
know,
don't think-
I know,
see
I know.
why we could.
It's,
I don't think
Yeah.
that-
But you don't know
how many rounds they're playing.
Yeah, you do.
You know,
Yeah,
You know how many
Yeah.
weeks they play.
And if there's a rain out, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna complain about it anyway. Just pay it up front, it's over and done with. That way you don't have to. It's
We're
one of
gonna
those
make
things.
up for it anyway.
I'm
If
sorry.
it rains, you're gonna come back another day.
Yeah. I'm
I
just,
mean, I
I'm
think
throwing
that
that,
makes
I'm
it
just
easier.
throwing that out
Honestly,
there.
Make it easier.
That makes it easier for everybody. I'm just throwing that out there. It's something, just thinking ahead, that's all.
Well, I'm gonna reach out to the leagues here after the rates are established, so like, tell them they're gonna pay for CIP upfront.
I mean, and that's, I don't know, thoughts? Does anybody have a thought on that one?
It's gonna make it easier on us.
All right, so.
I think they're gonna
You'll
get
do that
this
going
for-
One,
Well, they have to pay it one way or the other.
You gotta pay it, but they pay it over time.
not the leagues are what?
All the leagues are prepaid
All
unless you're a
prepaid
pass
anyway.
holder currently, and then if you're a pass holder, you're supposed to come in and pay $1 or pay for your
Yeah,
card.
that's right.
Yeah. It's
So
more
the-
it's more the afternoon leagues, it's not like the senior men's club or anything like that. It's
No,
we're talking
it's
about
the
afternoon
evening
prepaid
leagues.
Oh, those,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The evening leagues, get, no, not, no, not.
With the exception.
You don't wanna
Now we
go
get there.
We're special.
They have
Yeah,
the fast
you're
league for
special.
that, they have the fast league for that one, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just something to think about, and,
Okay.
so how would you? Yeah,
We
And
just
that
need to know if
basically,
they're a pass holder, which
That's
we
all,
do,
they
we
already-
get
they
a
already
list
know.
of everybody anyway, so
Yeah,
when I go to invoice them.
okay,
and by doing that, that basically takes care of any subs that come in. Let's say the pass holder can't
yeah,
pay that
that way
night,
you
there's
live up, you get the money up front.
he's already taken care
So
of.
they say the only thing they would check in for is a card.
That's correct,
They still have the checking.
that's correct, there you go, that's fine, but, this
So
is.
like for a season pass, I'm sorry, for like this season pass holder, if your week is 20 weeks, and you pay $20.
$20, yeah.
Correct, yeah, no one's gonna.
It's basically I invoice all the leagues, so that'll be a line item that just says season pass holders have the quantity and the bill. And
Right,
then
no problem.
they have to pay up front. It's up to them to collect from like somebody like that.
That's correct,
Yeah.
that's correct, so, so is anybody, well, let's make a motion to put that in play.
I make a motion that CIP be collected by the leagues up front.
Okay,
All right.
that's set, it's been seconded. Jim Green, all in favor? Aye.
Right.
All against? Right, unanimous. Very good. All right, thank you.
Okay, I have a comment about.
Shoot.
Yeah, I see some of these things, I know last year there was one in particular. Let's see, Greenspees, non-resident. Senior was $20.75. Okay, it got bumped up or will get bumped up probably to $21.50. Why not just make it round numbers, like making 22 instead of $21.50?
We're increasing everything. I mean, at the 50,
Yeah.
But-
2%.
Installs.
I'm sure the less change he has, the maybe out the better, so around numbers are probably good, right?
Yeah. I think so.
but which one are you talking about? The 9-holder?
Well, there's not too many.
Like.
Those are the only 257.
$12 22.
Yeah, there's only two.
I just didn't wanna make it such a big increase relative to the others. Like if,
Yeah. I understand.
or slash too small, I just
But it's a
trying to
fucking.
keep it like
There's-
75
Okay.
cents.
There's two categories though. That, out of the whole thing.
There's two.
And chances are they're gonna take carts anyway. Right?
That's a round number too.
Well,
We're all around numbers.
they're not going up. They ain't going up.
If you go to 22, that's $1.25. If I go to 21, that's only.
You probably don't get many of those
Yeah, yeah.
categories either, so.
No.
Just so trying to be sensitive to how much we
Yeah.
increase.
Okay, as I said, it's every comment.
Okay.
I did as much as I could, like to benefit not giving so much change. You can see a lot of them are to the dollar.
Yeah, most of them, except for those, that's all.
Any other thoughts, comments on this? Now, I do have one comment, so, and this came up last, military, now, is that all military and retired also, or is that just active?
Both
Fine, okay,
doesn't include first responders,
it does or it does not?
Does not.
Okay, and that's fine,
then
Okay.
like police or fire.
No.
They're not.
got it, okay, very good.
Jim?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if this is the appropriate time to talk about it or the next category. We talked about junior rates last time.
Yep.
All right, and there was some question and Mark clarified it. How did we account for that? Did we put in another bucket when we account for it this year, last year?
They're under a junior category.
Okay, so we accounted it for.
Oh, so it's already in there.
Like they're, when they're rung up under juniors.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
It's probably why there's that many more rounds on there.
Yeah.
That's why I just wanted to clarify it.
How we approve it, Stalls?
No, well, the last one, the proposed rates right here.
Was in the packet.
That's the one that was in the packet.
Set like 7,000.
7,600,
7,600.
say 7,661.
There you go. Yeah, so I'll just have
Oh,
to change.
thank you. Thanks, Saul.
Do we need a motion?
We will, I think Nancy just sent it through.
No. Fine. It's pretty similar to.
That's the first time, the first we were.
We talked about it, this is the third meeting.
Can I have a motion to approve the rates for 2025 golf season?
I'll make a motion. to approve.
Nancy Berger, motion to approve, Seth, send me a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All against, opposed? Unanimous. Okay, very good.
Do you think, what are your thoughts about comments that the council
Well,
will make?
if that's the case, I'm gonna be there on the council.
Right.
My comments on the council is,
Reminding them
well,
of the.
believe me,
of
it's
the
because
ordinance change?
the ordinance changed, only that, but the fact of the matter is, we've never spent our budget in the last 5 years. And at the same time, I'm gonna get a plug for the work that needs to be done on the course. And how we need to really, it's time to invest in the course, and we've made it back time and time again. And the sand traps, they go for the full bucket, because otherwise it's never gonna happen. So now's the time to do it, and
Hopefully they'll just approve it.
any support we can get other than myself would be great. Good, all right, excellent. All right, well, that takes care of that, and then the questions from the land, well, those were the open questions on the last meeting, there was a couple of them, but then we just answered them, so thank you very much, I appreciate that. Going forward, new business extension of the pilot period. I'm not sure what that one means.
Back of last season, we did a pilot period of doing towns online for
Yep.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to continue that this season.
That's fine.
I'll, in my first newsletters, I'll obviously remind everyone what that is. And we probably don't apply that until May anyway, or late April, whenever,
What's that?
late April, May, like reservation rules.
Oh, April, we start taking tea times, yeah. When we open, it's all.
Is that only for the weekends?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I didn't hear any negative about it.
No.
People, they learned how to do it online. They did it.
That's just the way, you know what, Mark, I mean, kind of look back at the history of this thing, people were freaking out as far as, oh my gosh, online, and you know what, listen, everybody is living by the phone, we can all do it, we're all, it's. Concern was, oh, we're too old to do that, my side, everybody, no, this is the way we are, it's easier for you guys, right? And it's easier for everybody else too, so I think it's fair too, you can at least go on there and do what you do, I think the thing that we need to, you're gonna implement the penalty period, if you wanna call it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
For those that book. Well, force someone to show up with two or one guy and one person, or one woman, whatever it's gonna be, yeah.
I have a question, I make tea time for other people. And if for some reason they cancel or don't show up. That's on me.
You know, it's, when we only have your name for foursome,
I've been getting, I've gotten a
Because you
couple of
usually make it
notices,
for-
yeah.
you know, I would suggest to, you can always update us, like, you know,
Yeah, I know that
Um,
people always call
yeah,
the courts and tell them they're not coming, but. It's still.
That's interesting.
If you do that, say you had an 8 o'clock tea time, right, and someone decided they're not gonna make it, so. That person would have to call at 7 o'clock and say, this person's not gonna make it. You follow what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, how-
that's where that could run into a problem, because like, if she don't get the call until 8 o'clock and they got a 9 o'clock tea time.
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
if I'm not mistaken, I know, because we kind of walked through this whole thing, you have a foursome. If 3 people show up, you're good, right?
Yeah,
You're right. If it, the whole foursome doesn't, or
But
2 people don't show
But
up,
I'm saying I'm not there.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But
It's where,
How many of
your people,
did anyone else show up?
I like maybe the whole group decided
you?
not to play.
Oh,
But I wasn't,
oh,
I
that's-
wasn't playing, I was just
I
making
think
a tea.
the more-
Why don't they make? Why don't they make their own?
Because I've always done it.
Oh, wow.
I think,
You're awfully nice.
We do it for a large group, we do it for like one, like,
This
we
is
have
for
7
like,
tea times.
I have, yeah, no, this is for like making,
just a
for-
foursome.
2, or like 2 tea times.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, I think the more, when we present these rules out and when folks are aware of it, they'll be more conscious of like canceling.
Hopefully.
Right now, no one even, like, that's not an option, right? No one cancels, they just kind of don't
Yeah.
show.
Can you
Yeah.
modify it online? Can you
Well, the
modify the
girls are good
reservation
about
online?
calling.
Yes.
You can.
Like if you
Yeah.
log in and say, even if it's an hour ahead, I'm only at
I
3.
think you have to do it within like, you can't do it within an hour of it,
Okay.
but you
So
know,
they-
we can set those.
So they have to call an
parameters.
hour or late or longer prior to it?
I mean, you'd have to give I think
Yeah,
at 1
okay.
o'clock, it was 24 hours,
Okay,
but you know,
I'll let
I
it
mean,
know that.
there's circumstances where like, hey, there's an emergency.
Hopefully I'll be there this year,
You're in, there's a car accident or something,
yeah.
you know, like, but again, the more you make everyone aware of these
Okay.
rules, the more they'll follow them and
I'll do that,
they'll be aware of the consequences.
yes.
you were looking at the habitual ones, that's really what we're focusing on,
Yeah.
the habitual, there were people that were booking it for a foursome and only one person would show up, right?
I mean, you,
And that's
I
really
have like
what
5
you're
in mind, right, and you fix 5, the 5, I think it's all good, so.
talking about. Okay, so, but that's,
This is like a
Well-
scare tactic.
well.
But when I got a couple of calls
Yeah.
about, you know.
You know what,
I thought,
if you implement it once or twice, it'll stop, right?
Yeah,
And you know, listen, you know who the fear fighters are, let's just call it what it is, so you know. 95, 5% of your problems are. 95% are just 5% of the people there, right, it's just the way it is, it's the same people. It is, but let's just
scare tactic.
put it out there, it is. So,
Most folks are so happy they get a time, that they can't wait to play.
no, it's true.
You know, so.
all right, very good. Night golf,
Night golf. We've kind of dwindled that activity down since I've gotten here, like, what do you consider as a tournament? We just kind of let them play. We don't keep score for them or anything. Me personally, I feel like more courses are getting away from it because of, liabilities, the time that they play, how long they're out there in the dark. The conditions of your course, and I'm not saying they mess it up, but there's, obviously a good chance that there's divots out there that's not being fixed because it's dark. So, but
that
this-
happens during the day, that happens during the
Well,
day.
yeah, that's it. So, I mean, the liabilities that really concerns me and what I kind of came up with just observing through the last couple of years is walking in a course when it's dark. Cause our course is not really the flattest. There's a lot of little bumps and bumps there. And, you know, they're drinking out there.
Do they sign a waiver?
No,
Well, that's,
They did at one time. I think.
I know there was a waiver.
Yeah, one time they did sign a waiver.
yeah, but even a waiver, you know,
They did
sometimes, you know, it is what it is, it's
Yeah.
just a piece of paper sometimes, right? So you know, I brought it up to the new town manager, he's gonna talk to, our insurance and lawyer, see where we are on that. But I'll bring it up to y'all, see where you guys stand on it,
How many people do you get at these things?
a full course,
Really? It's a lot.
full
Yeah.
course.
But it's 9 holes only.
9 holes only,
Nine holes,
but every hole,
It's
You
been-
got the,
sometimes double,
How many times do you do it per year?
1.5 times a year.
What are they-
Once.
1.5.
Well, one and then the next other one's small, like they,
Twice a year?
We've had
Yeah,
years where we've
twice a
done
year.
4 of them,
Yeah.
but we just do like the charity ones now.
Yeah. Yeah, the cop one, right?
that's the biggest one.
Yeah, okay.
This past year is the only other one we had. Was John,
I don't think he even had.
so it was
Yeah,
just.
I think we
T-Top.
just had one.
We only had
And
one.
they had, I think, about 100 players.
Wow.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't really got seriously hurt up there.
I know.
I mean, it's bad enough during the day, you're getting balls flying at you. At
Exactly,
night,
you can't see them coming.
you know,
Walk into a brook.
Well, I wouldn't say it's that dark, but I mean, let's.
Well, they finish at,
9
they tee
o'clock.
off at 6-ish,
Yeah.
so you know, they'll at least 2.5 hours. So, but I mean, it's
What time of year is it?
it's usually
It's
in the
October.
fall,
The fall.
yeah.
I
And
mean-
it goes down the year when it gets darker.
I would recommend it, but I would do away with the alcohol. I mean,
Well,
we're
they-
just.
But that's not gonna happen.
Well, yeah, you're right, it's not gonna
You-
happen,
you
but
can't
you're
control
asking
that.
for trouble with the alcohol and being out there at night.
You know, you're not gonna need the bag police to look through there, you know, do you have any alcohol contraband and it's supposed to smoke weed out there, okay? Right, it's just like, it's legal,
Yeah,
I
I
know what
know
I
it's
mean,
legal.
so we've already been down this road, I'm sorry.
It's hard to control.
It's very hard to control, right? And you're not out there to do it. To me, the bigger concern is, and I agree with Saul with the liability, but is there a waiver that they sign? And, you know, at least you have something to fall back on. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we did this once before with the town attorney. They looked at this and I can remember signing something. I know I signed something way back in the day.
We used to hand out a form to everybody, but I think that's a little overkill. I think whoever's running the tournament, could probably sign for everybody.
Well,
Running the event.
or you have that when they sign up, you know, this is, that we need to have this, you know,
Yeah, but my thing, Jim, I think a lawyer, if someone does get hurt out there, and even though they do sign a waiver, some lawyer will find a way to work around
listen,
it.
I'm
You
sure.
know, so that's why I think you and your, I need to get together and think about this, I mean, but it is a big liability.
We don't run a public one anymore. So like, we
Yeah.
don't go advertise, these are private events. There's only one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone well over the last couple of years, I mean.
Is this
haven't seen a
organization,
problem, but like.
is it an organization that puts this on? or-
Yeah, they do,
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
a charity event.
Well,
I mean, they're
like,
taking care of.
You could have the
course, like-
president or, you know, the CEO of that organization sign a waiver.
So I'm saying maybe one person, if we do have a waiver, one person can sign it for
Yeah.
that group. But obviously, the language would have to be done by like the town.
The town attorney, sure.
You know, I'm surprised the insurance company had to come back and said, we're not gonna cover this for you guys. You know, because insurance.
Are we
companies-
self-insured?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know if we're self-insured. I probably are self-insured. Well, self-insured for medical, but for what do you call it, for liability, we're, well, I'll have to cover it,
I don't know.
I would think, I don't know.
Well,
I mean, we're dropping everybody, you know. They have a tree at the house, this, that, I mean, insurance companies playing tough. Like,
But they do in California, they see the fire burning, we drop it.
you know, you want it. All right, so Saul, you're talking to the town manager and the town attorney will, well, we'll put this on until next week, next month.
Steve Wozniak totally lost control.
Mhm.
Yeah, run by him, too.
Okay. All right, December P and L, December 25 P and L. And I'm sorry for the getting it so late, but I just spent some time with it today, just, running the numbers, and I sent something out in Saul, sent that out last minute. Right, we get that last minute, and all that, it's very, the one I sent out was very, I responded, and this is for the calendar year, the fiscal. Everything else we've been doing is on fiscal. Here we have, the one I sent is on, we have two of them that we're gonna look at today. One is fiscal and one is calendar. Yeah, and that's, and I was kind of, I'm always wondering what's going on, only because of, we are a seasonal business. Right, even though we're on a fiscal year budget, we're a seasonal business, correct? Does everybody, we all agree with that? Well, if the numbers there are correct, and I double check my numbers for the revenue with the ones that the Marches you sent out also, and they're within, a couple $100, so it's, even if it's $1,000, it doesn't really matter. We made, according to this, about $200,000 in the season. It was a good year. The season, it was a phenomenal year.
I thought
It really,
where you'll really see it on the revenue side is October.
yeah, I know, it's funny you say that. I circled that too, and I was like shocked. I was like, the number of rounds, I said, instead of misprint, and it was huge. Huge. So, and
That's
that's,
perfect in October, and that's kind of like bonus time. Where
Yeah.
you don't know what you're.
yeah, so, listen, we got very lucky on that. Congratulations. That takes care of the calendar one. He won those. I think he does. Not the,
But even this year, there was 16 fewer days. Of course, it's open. Still made.
Yeah, we got some write-ups.
Okay.
yeah, yep. In December, we didn't make any, even last year in December, we were making money, right? But not this year.
No.
All right, so, and then this is all about.
Yeah. I
Yeah. Yeah, I actually thought, Mark, to be honest with you, that was a misprint in October.
You know, I think a lot of lean grounds go in October, like bulk amount. And sometimes we do like leads don't always get put in every week. Sometimes they get bulk.
So you caught him up at that
Yeah.
point?
Well,
Well,
between October and September.
Yeah, so that might be some of it, but it had to be higher. We were very busy.
Yeah.
Every day, and the weather was really nice, horses in great shape.
no, of course, it was great shape. Yep, I agree. So, we can all look at the fiscal one now. That was this one. The fiscal, I don't know what we can do. It's just, it is what it is, right? You already bought the fertilizer for the year, right? 2025, you already bought that one. Should-
So we're 6 months into the fiscal year, right? For this, and you've budgeted 10K for equipment. And we've spent 1,000, so do you have plans for the rest of it, or?
We, which line are you looking at, Gail?
Equipment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down.
Yeah, there's, a lot of that is spent at this time of the year. When we do mechanical work. But there's also hope that there's some funds left over in the year where, we can get Jerry some stuff.
Right, so you anticipate that before the fiscal year ends, you'll be spending the remainder of that 9,000?
Yes, because that new vent track mower, there's some attachments we could get for it, so.
I'm just thinking, because as
Don't look at what we-
Jim said earlier, we don't spend our budget every year, so we end up giving money back. We will, so if we could, the others pretty much lined up, and then what's Range Green Trap TCP $5,000, what's
Yeah,
that?
that needs to get updated, just driving range.
Oh, that's the driving range,
Okay,
you earmarked 5,000 for maintenance on the driving range?
Yes, and that's
we
going
have-
up next year.
Yeah, we haven't spent any of that yet,
Not yet,
right,
because we're just getting into the repair part,
what, so,
which is spring.
yeah, so what has to be done on the range this spring?
There's always, new golf balls, gotta get some golf balls, so.
But you're gonna do some trees along the 18th.
Yeah, but that's not this line,
Oh,
This is OE.
you're talking course improvement.
Okay, sorry.
So just something to, keep an eye on over the next few months.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me for driving range improvements, like, of course, that's, that's not this line. This line is for like. The cost for equipment and the range. If the driving range part breaks, that's where I get the money.
If you need mats.
If you need mats,
mats, yeah,
if you need buckets,
Yeah.
when the
Okay.
buckets go missing, that's where I get the money.
Like every year, as far as I'm. Those things getting chewed off.
Okay, so there's money there for that, that's good, thank you.
Was kind of look at the cart lease, and it's gonna go into something that I've been bringing up for a year now. We're in what year, this will be year 3 of our lease? The car lease? This will be year 3 right now? This will be-
No, it's 3. It going into 3.
We're going into 3. We've already had
Maybe
2
finishing 2, going into 3.
So what, they're gonna come, the companies will come at you next year and say, what are you gonna do? So. What are we gonna do?
Are you telling me we have a barn?
No, I'm asking you, I mean, have you talked to anybody about the specs for what we need for electricity, utilities? I mean. Barn, size of barn, where you put it, I mean, this is. We've been talking about this for a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just don't know where you're gonna get the funding unless you write a grant or something.
well, you're gonna go, so you're gonna stay with gas, what are you saying?
No, I'm not saying that we've made up our minds.
Well, have you spec'd out anything?
I know you, as you mentioned, have wanted electric parts, you want a barn, you want the TV, all the good stuff. Right?
We brought that up to you, yes, with the understanding that this lease is gonna, be over basically within the next 2 years.
Right.
3 years, at year 4, it'll be done, even if it's a 5-year lease, it doesn't really matter. So now the question becomes, we don't know what we need. And that's what we came to you and say, listen, if we go electric, what are we gonna need? And what are the specifications that we're gonna need in order to do this? That's why, we've been talking about this for months, so, I mean, more than months, it's been a year now, well, since the summer. So I'm asking you, I mean, have you done any research on that?
I didn't think that I had to, so if you want me to, let's just
Well,
tell me. We're
yeah, oh,
I'll do it.
yeah, please.
And
Is there a
that's all.
specific place where you?
Well, that's it.
I'm
We don't
really
know yet.
lost here.
We can't
No,
talk
no.
about a barn until we know that.
Well,
So,
Look, we.
You want me to come up with a plan,
no, so
like how much it's
What-
gonna
Well,
cost?
yeah, well, please,
Okay.
and then where would we put it? I mean, if that's.
Well, the
Yeah,
commission wants.
that's the
I
first
feel about
the only place to put it.
that's how much we're never gonna have to put it up on top somewhere, okay? But you can't put it down below, that's just paying the next force out below, so it's gotta get on top. So, like you said, the contract is almost up with the cards, so he can go to the card guy, and say, well, how much would it cost us to do this for that? If they decide to put the barn there, who's gonna put the barn, or who's gonna bring the carts in?
Well, what are the options? That's all.
So that's all you gotta do, is find out from the guy that you get the card for, what would do.
No problem, just make sure you tell me.
Yeah.
It can't be like a conversation every so often, and then you're not gonna like hammer it down. If you tell me to hammer it down, then don't bring it up. every
Hammer it
so
down, we've been.
Great.
Hang
Thank
on.
I'm just curious, is the PGA's got a lot of money. Do they ever come up with, any, giving money out to, different courses for, the PGA? PGA's loaded, PGA's loaded.
And you get that info.
They are.
They're loaded, they wouldn't ask for us to pay what, $700 a year?
Yeah, for a dude.
For
They
dudes?
got a lot of money.
Yeah,
Well, because you said, because like they went to Keating.
You talking about the PGA Tour?
yeah.
PGA Tour is different than the PGA.
Yeah, this is not that, CTPGA and PGA are
In
two
general,
things, right?
PGA, any incentives out there by, by anybody to,
Well, we
Go
talked
electric.
about this is what grants, remember,
Yeah.
it's kind of rehashing this thing over and over again. I don't know where to put it. I wouldn't know where to put it at this point in time, but I think we talked about a couple different spots. One was up top where the carts are now. The other one is down in the parking lot.
The lower parking
The
lot
lower
where the
parking lot.
dumpsters used to
When
be.
we ask for money for the bunkers, you'll get a good base of what your future insurance gonna have. So. Unless, I don't know where it's gonna go, but it'll give you a good, prediction on if you're gonna get a barn or if your clubhouse is gonna get updated. Let's see how we do with the bunker project.
Well, I think we also have to have, the finance board involved with some of this stuff too, and so they understand what we're looking for, what we're thinking about, and that all, again, revolves around your 3, 5, 10-year plan, right? I mean, it's all related.
Well, like I said, let's see if they give us money for our plan for the bunker.
Well, we still need to go forward with something like this because it's.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, very good. Thank
You know, the Lions do a lot for the town. Would they be ever interested in helping out? In doing something
I
for the
actually-
course?
I just was at the Lions sponsored like a free throw shooting contest at St. Paul. My kids did it, and I talked to Paul with the Lions Club. They are interested in donating towards our youth programming. It's not a substantial amount. I mean, it's helpful, right? And he wanted
All right,
if
well,
it-
it's nice that
whether
we're
it be
doing
the youth
something.
program or it be anything we do. He did say that the Lions did want to help the golf course in some way. Like I said, it's not gonna be a.
What's it, $1,000 or something
Yeah,
like that?
something like
Yeah.
that, but he did say they wanted to help in some sort of way. And he asked me to get him ideas on how to do something.
You mean
No, I think
beyond
it would
the,
be
beyond the kids, you mean? Or,
It just really, anyway, he mentioned the kids, like,
Yeah.
the youth, and that's what they do a lot of, but
yeah, I know.
it could be anything, they wanna help the golf course in some sort of,
Yeah, that would be nice.
but it's not gonna be a cart barn.
No.
Well, you don't need a wooden structure either. It can be metal and it can,
I know
But-
we came up with a long-term plan here. Why don't I put it on the agenda next time
Okay.
and we can rekindle on it.
Just being realistic though, we're likely gonna be a gas powered. I mean, golf course for our carts,
For the next few years.
I would think.
that'd be the next 7 years, basically. You're gonna have another 5-year lease, right?
But
I
I
would just see
figure,
what's out there, because I mean, our gas carts now, they're not as loud, but they make better ones than we have. So maybe that you look at what cart models are available, maybe it's a hybrid type
Let's go
cart
with a
that, it's gas, electric. who
better
knows?
model.
I didn't think of that
I'm
one.
sure Saul would probably, will talk to the rep, have Yamaha, Easygo, Club Car, whoever, and see what options are available.
We were just thinking about the screen, the monitors on that thing, and they have the advertising, they have the pieces of that you can have on there also, but. For that way you have all your GPS sitting right on there, right on that screen.
It would probably be helpful, we get better use out of GPS if we had a screen, but it comes with a cost, and I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, it has to adapt to a gas car, I don't know. if we have this.
So I thought you needed a structure, my understanding, and this is from talking to, one of the manufacturers. That you needed a barn of some sort, you needed covering in order, if you're gonna have the screen.
Okay.
You had to have the cover, you just can't leave it out in the elements, right? I mean, that's. So, and that's what, that was
Makes
the impetus behind the barn, right? And it could be a steel structure barn, it's not gonna cost millions of dollars, it's really not, but it all depends. The number of parts you're gonna need, and I don't know what the electrical. Whatever you have to plug, that utilities.
Well, you can get rid of it, the charge of it, I mean, if you put the solar panels on top.
Well, that'll take care of some of it, but then you have to worry about,
yourself.
then you have to worry about people hitting with golf balls and where it's gonna be and.
I mean, we had electric, we had it way back, but all the carts were down below,
Low.
we only had 60 carts, we didn't have 85 carts,
Yeah.
I can't fit them all in there. Just half of our fleet electric, half not, I mean, I don't know, there's lots of options out there, it sounds like we have time to think about it, but.
We do, but it's gonna come like this, right?
Understand, yeah.
That's,
And that was a pain in the neck, dragging them up in the bottom, going down to the shed and bring them up on top.
Yeah.
Bring them back at night, that's a pain in the neck, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Not good.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No, understood.
but I agree with you, but in terms of putting some like hard facts together instead of just talking about, X amount of carts, you need this space. This is the options, it's not something that you can put together in a week, you're gonna have to research it and take some time and maybe. With a plan, 7 years from now, maybe that can happen.
Yeah, but there you go, but then you start thinking about,
Documentation.
but you start thinking about this and so saying, well, the town's not gonna pony up the money, well, that's fine, but. Guess what? Right now, we're making money, and we've been making money left and right. So guess what, and I
7
did,
years
and I
times
did talk to.
$100K is $700,000.
That's right, that's absolutely correct, so
So
that,
in
that's.
7 years, potentially, but unless you lay that plan forward, that in 7 years with
That's correct.
100K a year, we could do this
And-
potentially.
And I've actually run this by somebody in the finance board. And so listen, we start setting up reserves, and usually there's only for 3 years, but there's ways around that. And you just make it kind of general in that respect, so it's, guess what, you know, there's. It's not gonna happen overnight, but. We need to start thinking long-term, and this is not 1 year out, this is 3, 4, 5, and even further, that's how you have to start thinking.
So if we're gonna still continue with gas, which we probably will, like Mark said, continue with gas. We talked about, it was a while back, we talked about moving gas up to the top, so they don't have to go back and forth, back and forth.
It was a hazard, remember that?
Well, maybe move it down where the dumpsters are. You know, moving the gas tank down there.
Well, there's, Gail brought up something
They're
today,
already upgrading it.
they're upgrading gas, go ahead,
gas
so.
station. At the,
They're putting in an alternate fuel site for the town now. Is that, so that way there will be 2 fuel sites down at the maintenance barn? Is that how it's gonna work?
I think it's just gonna be,
One.
one big one, yeah.
And then metered, whether it's the golf course or whether it's the town. What apparently has come up is and it came up during the Lamentation fire. The town has periodically had to look at an alternate fuel site because the current fuel site is in a floodplain. And sometimes they have problems if there's flooding to using that. So they have approved, they've got some FEMA money because of the Lamentation fire. So they're gonna use that towards an alternate fuel site at Timberlake. And I assume it's probably down at the cart barn, but maybe this is an opportunity.
You know,
We do have more.
what I'm hearing is it's a pain to go back and forth.
Right, and so maybe dovetailing on that.
Yeah.
Could be an option, I have no idea, I have no idea, they just approved this last week.
I'm not part of the planning.
Yeah.
For it, so I'm pretty sure they're pretty far ahead.
Well, they just approved it, so maybe it would be worth a discussion to say, you know, kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, making an improvement for our operations and getting them the alternate site.
Okay. So Sal's on that one, open, there's anything else on that, that was actually brought up by the P and L. Is there anything else on the P and L that we need to kind of get into? No? Okay, moving forward. Open discussion, 2025 tournament schedule.
Yeah, I saw, I don't know if it's a conflict, but I want to bring it up on June 8th. There's a men's club tournament and there's also a women's tournament, ladies tournament. June 8th. So.
Do
We
some
do, we do
things-
that periodically. I mean, the women's club has a 2-day, typically those, they're not as well attended. So we put them at 8:30 as their time and there's probably gonna be 20 players or so at the most, usually there's only 12 for the spring handicap.
Yeah, sometimes.
But I mean, if there's 20, great, but basically I'll block the time in between the men's club times. for the women's club. And we've done that.
That's the only thing that I saw that was a conflict with June 8th.
Are there any new, Mark, on the men's club, I'm sorry. Are there any new tournaments on here, or so this is what it was last year?
It's the same amount as last year. Basically, I went through, I worked with each club on this and there are no additional dates on either one from 2024 to 2025, it's different dates. So it's the same amount for each club.
Nancy, I'm sorry.
Give the senior men some credit too, because they tend to have a lot of conflicts in their schedule because we host outings. And they're flexible enough to move to a Wednesday if they can't play on a Tuesday or whatnot. So this is the proposal from each club and I worked with each one to make sure they're if there's any conflict that are good with it, so it's good with the commission.
Do we have any,
When?
I know this is. Do you have any PGA tournaments, listed for this year at all?
We host the playability test in May, and we host the Ryan Lee Junior Open in August, July.
Okay, so you know what?
Big money tournament, those PGA tournaments.
Let's talk about that right now. I mean, rather than, you know, push it off to then, do we have to go for some sort of approval or anything like that for a waiver of certain things? For those tournaments, certain those tournaments?
You talking about like outings?
No, the PGA, we were the qualifier, we did something like
That was
that.
USGA.
That was USGA.
There's no fee waiver, they pay.
They pay? What was
They
it?
pay. The Ryan
It was a
Lee Junior Open,
USGA.
That was US, okay.
they pay the junior rate and the PAT pays the card fees.
Got it.
So, there's
Okay.
there's no fee waiver.
Okay,
If there is though, it does come here and then it goes, through that process.
perfect. Okay, very good. So, the tournament schedules, can I have someone making a motion to approve the tournament schedule?
I make a motion that we,
Zeb, second by Jimmy Green, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? None. Okay, unanimous, very good. All right, next, account balances,
I have a couple things.
open discussion, go ahead.
Is there any, Saul, is there any movement on the MOU for the volunteers?
I'll update you when I got one.
Okay. And secondly, is there a possibility that we can paint the inside of the clubhouse?
Yes.
Where?
It's.
Yes, there is, so if you. Tell me where.
I mean, inside,
I'm not talking about the volunteers,
in the
No,
restaurant,
yeah, I know.
the restaurant, I know.
in the restaurant area, because that's the main,
Then like the
Activity.
actual like where the bar is.
Yes,
yeah. The bar,
What color
that
would you
dining-
like?
light, anything light,
Antique white,
yes, antique light,
it's a thought, but
cover of all the brown.
So you're talking about inside.
Inside the restaurant,
But
inside,
I think they got panel, don't they?
it's
inside?
called paint the panel.
paint it, it's.
But if you're gonna do it, to me, if you're gonna do anything, I would do out in the lobby.
Now, you gotta,
Because the lobby needs a little bit of attention because you got the plaques up there
no,
and it doesn't look, if they're gonna do anything, I mean, the bar is the bar stuff, and I think that's a lot of panel or something on the inside.
but it's not just the bar, it's a restaurant that, you know, a lot of people spend time in.
I'll start with the bar.
Yeah, is that possible to do it?
Oh, good.
I'll request it. So I can fit it.
All right, good.
I'm also requesting some painting in the outside bathrooms. Just like the walls and the floor.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that is.
Yeah.
But why can't they paint the hallway too?
Yeah, I mean, they just did the floor like a couple of years ago, like, last year they did
Yeah,
the
I mean, they can do both,
floor, 2 years ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
just tell me what y'all want.
Okay.
restaurant,
Restaurant and.
hallway.
But
What
what,
else, yes?
I mean, to me, what might be a
Might as well do the other room
That's
too,
all.
right? The formal room.
Yeah, I think that's up to the restaurant, I mean, that's gonna be, I think, right, you're gonna have to bring it, because that's his restaurant.
I know,
If he
but
wants that
the
color in
town
there.
owner-
I would
That's
consult with
what
them before
I
you do
assume you
it.
spoke to him. If you bring it
No,
up. Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I
spoken.
mentioned.
He's on vacation now.
I'll call.
He'll be back to, he'll be back on
Well, he's over in Europe.
February second.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
So I had mentioned it to him before,
Yeah.
and I was gonna bring it up at the meeting, and I brought it up with the board. Yeah.
When you guys have these ideas, don't be afraid to get it on the agenda, or else it becomes small talk and I don't do anything about it.
Oh, you mean like make sure that it's in writing?
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
good to know.
That's all. You guys get asked every time, what do you want on the agenda? It's never been killed.
So I got a question, kind of rehash something else. What do we have, what do you call it, signs, all the championship signs and everything else that are
Yeah. on the hall.
covering the halls, the walls and, there's no room anymore, so. What was the result of that one? Did we,
I
Oh, we got a
mean, the
computer?
ladies were there the other day and.
Yeah, we
they
have,
Kinda,
yeah, I mean, if you want us to do something, what we came up with is, if you would be willing, we would take down, they're predominantly, most of the plaques are Snuga plaques, which we don't much care about. cause most of them are old, and we would put them in the, you know, where the entrance to the ladies' locker room is, that whole wall there. If we could move the snooker plaques there, and then that would minimize, we would only have the club championship plaque, the pros trophy plaque, the spring handicap and president's cups, and that would be it.
And we need more room for the lady riders, they're gonna get swished to the corner.
Yeah, well, if you wanna do that, we're not gonna
Who needs
continue,
more?
yeah, we're not gonna continue some of our plaques because we find that it's after time, it's kind of meaningless. You know, we've got plaques up there from the seventies.
Yes.
Can't even read
Well,
them
that's-
anymore. So what we would like to do is take the snooker plaques and move them out, and then we would just have a few of the four major tournaments that I just spoke of. And we're not gonna continue some of the plaques like super seniors and legends.
We talked one time about maybe a TV screen.
That's correct.
You just have like a slideshow,
Thank you.
similar to what they have out there in
Yeah, if you wanna do
What's,
something like that.
what's wrong, and then we can get rid of all the plaques, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of,
There's,
and that will lighten things up too,
Where
right?
would you have
there's a
the
program
screens?
out there, Skylight.
Yeah, I know,
Skylight.
I know exactly what it is, I heard, yeah.
Yeah, it's pictures out there. It's a slideshow.
So where would the screens be, in the hallway?
Wherever you
No,
want,
you would just do one screen, I would imagine.
and just keep rotating
And
through,
all
right?
the clubs. I wouldn't have more than one screen, cause.
No, that's, it'd be like on a TV, it'd be on a TV, probably, well, whatever it is, but yeah, I know what it's about.
Potentially put it in a restaurant.
I talked to seniors and they said they didn't want the TV.
You don't want the.
I'm pretty sure this was brought up in previous meetings, and I've asked the representatives of each organization to go to their board and ask. That was the first answer I've gotten.
Well, we would be amenable.
They don't
I
want
think
the
when I,
TV
then
screen.
you were
Where's the
like,
rationale behind?
No,
it?
so-
Well, I brought it to the
They like the
board,
plaques
and we
there.
would be willing
They
to
didn't want.
or the
Old
plan I
school.
just.
Yeah,
Old
right,
school.
it's also,
Either one.
maybe.
doesn't matter to me, but
Yeah,
I hear what the consensus.
Old school.
Maybe each organization could take the time and consolidate like what the ladies club did. Maybe there's some plaques out there that, you know, maybe are outdated or, you know, cause. You gotta put some timeline on it, but.
If something hasn't been updated in 5 years, it should come off.
Well, the stuff that's around there from the, when the.
Yeah, some of the men's club,
Listen,
twenty
you know,
nineteen.
Burke has got his name up there from, I mean, no offense, Brendan, but he does, you know, but it's like,
1970s.
yeah, like, that's it, it's something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and that's good, listen, that's great, because they're good golfers, right? And it's, no offense, but it's like, it's time to, how can I say, clean that up.
Well, if we don't update it,
We have
it
to
just
update
looks like
it.
it
It
should
looks-
sit
it-
there. So if
it-
you
it
update
looks
it, then
old.
let it stay, but otherwise it looks like we
It
don't
look-
care about
like
it, right?
That's exactly what it looks like when you
Yeah.
walk through. So, I mean, no offense against your membership, but guess what? Here's where we're going. Right? And if you want your plaque, well, here it is, you know, and then you get a truck, it's probably the size of this thing and put it in your house, right? I mean, we don't have a choice.
So,
Right? I mean, we really don't have a choice anymore because it's just, there's no room,
right.
right? I mean, even going to the bathrooms now, this is crazy, right? So it's just like, it's not a TV screen, it's a monitor. And it's just
Small, not
continuously,
that
going.
big.
Well, not that big, but yeah.
Not even the size of the one in this hallway, but.
But this is where we
You're
need to
talking
go.
about one
The laptop.
It's one screen.
monitor versus
One,
four.
yeah, this is not,
I would think one is.
one's fine. Yeah, this is not draft
You're
cable,
only scrolling.
Okay, I'll
like,
bring it back.
I do now, right?
right?
Just like the
It's really,
laptop.
I mean, the point of it is to maintain the history.
Well, that's
So
it.
you don't lose.
You don't lose it.
However, you maintain it in a way that is economical, aesthetically pleasing, and cost efficient. A monitor in a nice spot, scrolling with the information.
TBC has a touch screen. Which I mean, that could be an option, right? Where you just say, okay, I wanna look at the men's club, who won this, and then you can.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Sit there and look at it, you know,
That's a possibility.
they have it, it's pretty.
I know, I've seen it, you know, but if if it's maintained and it's up there and it's constantly going, well, guess what? You know, we've solved both problems, right? If you think about it, we really have.
So who's gonna maintain it?
Let's just put it in the thing.
I don't think so.
Very simple.
Well, it's okay once a year.
No, there's not much to put on there.
Well, it's the same thing, you're
We have to
they
take
carved
each-
out,
We have
right?
to take each flag and put it into a like post or
Well,
next.
Something, whatever,
We
a
ask each
picture of it.
club for what they want on there and ask each club to submit the content. You shouldn't have to figure that out
And the plaque goes to the last person on there.
if they want it.
If they want it.
If they
Right.
want it.
And so, you know, if your members are that adamant about this, that person that there it is, go pick it up.
It would look a little better in that hallway.
Oh my God, it's like,
I think we can all agree.
yeah, there's no room, it goes from top to bottom, it's like, holy cow, man, it's like, you know.
Start with the painting.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you could get maybe a price for a monitor, I mean, that might be helpful to know, it can't be that much.
No, they're not that expensive, then
Because
pay some college kid over, I'll give you, $500 to put this stuff in, so however you're gonna design it or whatever, I mean, don't we have something that does that anyway, web design? Or
I'm sure we
advertising
can find
person,
somebody
your advertising person
IT.
does that,
Does,
yeah.
The IT person.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, man, it's like, it's
I-
right.
Theater do it, anything like that?
I don't know. I mean, she probably could do the content that's on it.
Yeah.
With putting it up and wiring and all
right.
that.
No,
Right.
no,
Or prior town. Yeah. Look good. I think it look good.
I would
Look
say,
nice and clean.
it would look, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can paint it a nice color and it look a little bit more modern than what it does, so. Brendan, no offense, Brendan, if you're looking at this thing,
We can't hear you anyways.
yes. I'll tell him that, I'll tell him that. Okay, anything else for more of the discussion? No, okay, account balances. Well, the account still got the $400 in there, sooner or later we'll figure out what we're gonna be doing with these things again. Then, the CIP. You got 55 grand, $56,000 to play with. So, what do we do with that, so,
If you guys are able to read my report, the phase one for hole two has begun. We started clearing trees there by the rock wall. And we're looking into connecting the right cart path together.
So-
On number two.
all right, hold on.
The cart path on the right of the second green,
Yes,
connecting that.
to the path that's right of the ladies. And then right of the bunkers.
On number two,
All right, so what we through on two?
Yeah, you know how the men's seat goes down, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
And then past the senior and ladies seat.
it goes left, yes,
But we wanted to go.
you want to go to the right.
oh, and
So,
and
by
then
the,
connect-
along the woods,
Yeah, and then connect to the.
path that's on the green, I got it.
so you're gonna do it all the way down?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Okay.
So would you? be
On the right-hand
the
side? So you have a
Inside
car-
of the bunkers or the outside of the bunkers?
between the bunker and tree line,
Okay, so
On the right.
when you
right
drive
of the
up,
bunker.
you're
Oh,
gonna go
baby, man,
on right
a lot
side
of
of
balls,
the
on
bunker.
once they hit that thing, man, that's gonna go forever.
A lot.
Oh my God, there's been a lot of lost balls over there.
Car path that
With all the work that might be done on the left side, you have to, the traffic has to go to the,
Right, I understand what you're
yeah, I saw them working out there.
saying. Okay.
yeah.
Too.
So you really want to park all the way down? On the right-hand side,
Yes,
That would keep people off the
and
left.
so
Yeah.
are you gonna program the carts, all carts, handicap too, so it's car path only on that
I'm
hole?
not saying it's car path only.
But the cart path is going to
That's
be
where
there.
the car.
Oh, so it's not a paved path, it's not a full paved path.
No, it's a path,
It's gonna go to the right of the bunkers?
yeah.
That's gonna be the big car path.
You have enough money for that one? Cause that'll use up a lot of your budget right there, right?
You're asking. me-
I'm like, holy
I'm
cow.
telling you what I'm using.
But why go all the way down with the car path on the right hand side? If that's gonna be the only only hole that we have on the course. That would have a car path from start to finish.
This is on two? Yeah,
Two.
Yeah,
well, yeah, because it's wet over there. And it's wet on the right hand side.
Yeah, but he's not
In the
gonna,
woods, so yeah, so cause a lot of people go up that side anyway.
Yeah, but he can control that through the chip.
I hear what you say. I don't think a lot of people are gonna use the cart path,
Well-
because they're just gonna go up the fairway like they do now, for the most part.
So
Wonder
why
how
not
much
have a
use-
car path going all the way?
Yeah, I wonder how much use that cart path will
Doesn't
get.
make sense.
Alright, so we don't have to do it.
I'm just,
Yeah, I'm wondering.
I'm just thinking out loud. I mean, it's, I don't know if the thought process was in that one.
It can't go through the left. Already go over that.
I would
No, but
rather-
you got the trees going up in there.
Well, you're gonna have to put some sort of,
Outside.
Right now, everyone goes to the trees.
yeah, they look for their ball, so you have to put some sort of boundary in there, right?
If
When
there's
you
an
put the
actual
cart, they
path-
can't go that, it just
So
shuts
we
off.
wanna pave that.
What, through the trees?
Yeah.
No, it's useless, because it's, the roots will
Start pushing up.
push it all up.
So that's why, I see why you're going to the
I
right side.
understand too, yeah.
Because the right side, because I mean, it stays wet over there, but you got that, tell everybody to come up that path. And don't go to the left, because your ball is out of play anyways over there.
To the left?
You bring, yeah, because you got the trees here, like that's where the.
You can hit, if you got an opening, you can hit through, right? If you got an opening in the trees, you can hit through.
Well, but most of the time, everybody takes it out of there because it's gone under repair.
No, it's not.
If you go into the left side,
It's not going on right there.
Well, that's a local rule.
yeah,
We don't.
I would rather see the cart path on number 9 going around the pond and then up to the golden red tees. Cause that's all gravel right there.
Yeah,
Well-
and on second thought, I wonder how much that cart path would get used, because if someone's in the middle of the fairway, they're not gonna take the cart over there, they're gonna
No.
take the cart in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
And then if someone's on the right or left, I wonder how much. It
We'll
would
just
get
change the
used.
plans to number 9. I wrote it down.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, you guys are better with number 9?
Yeah, we got the Baja Run going up there. You know, the blah, 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 blah.
Everyone's good with it?
Yeah, cause it's already an
Yeah.
established path.
Great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to do,
Now,
but
that's not to say you might not, as you work on number 2 on the left, you're gonna eliminate that gravel cart path.
We'll just do it on 9.
No, I understand that, Saul. This is another, I jumped back
But
to two.
for us to limit traffic on the left, you have to make a way for them to drive on the right. That's what our thinking was. So it doesn't sound like.
but
that's
not
a
all the
good
way.
idea, So we'll just concentrate on 9.
What if they just started like around where the sand trap was and and extend the cart there?
Except you have,
The
not,
cart path.
no, your idea is fine, Sal, but
You see,
not all the way
thing is,
down.
Like, if you make a path close to bunkers or like in the hole of the bunker, there's irrigations and stuff that y'all don't know that's there. So when we grade these things out, we look at irrigation and we go to places when there's not,
So where would the path go behind them?
where there's no irrigation.
Okay, but you're gonna go to the right side anyway, right? You were gonna go to the right side anyway, correct? With the path, that was your plan,
Right now, the path is on the right side.
but you were gonna go all the way down the
If
right
you
side.
drive to the green, what side of the green is it on?
It's on the right side.
Right
it's on
side.
the right
Yes.
side.
Right side.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is, you're gonna take,
Right.
you're gonna take the path from the senior tee and go basically to the right side, all the way
Right now,
down.
the path goes this way.
Exactly.
Go
Yes,
either way.
you
But
just,
actually, if you go left, it's a dirt path. It's not a real path.
yes,
So.
the gravel,
It's a gravel.
it's a gravel
That's
path,
not ground under.
but you can still
I mean,
go.
Jerry and I talked about 9 too, anyway, so we'll just do 9. Maybe that's more of a good change. You know, something that people would notice.
Yeah, because they use it now as a path. You're just making it an improved path.
Thank you, so.
You know,
My pleasure.
that's a good idea.
Thanks.
All right, anything else for the CIP balance, no, okay, let's go through the reports, we have the golf course report and we have March report.
Does anyone have questions about my report?
RFP.
Yeah.
All right, so you got approval for the architect, correct? And you got funding for the architect.
35.
Is that these 30,000, all right, so. The RFP, I mean, it was started a long time ago. Why is it gonna go out in March, not sooner? I mean, like next month?
PBC wants the architect's blueprint on the RFP. They didn't want my suggestions on the RFP, they want someone that's,
Okay,
so they were in that meeting.
Yeah, I know. All right, so has the architect looked at it?
We had our meeting on Wednesday to finalize plans, and he's gonna create a blueprint that we should have in the next couple weeks.
Could that be moved into February instead of March?
And what,
The RFP. Out in February instead of March.
I mean, it's gonna take him a couple weeks to write up an RFP. So, yeah, it could, we're trying to move as fast as possible. So, yes, it could,
And does he write the RFP?
yes. The RFP will have two scopes. One scope will be for the full project, whatever that is, cost wise, and it's gonna have a scope for our insurance money, which is foreign thing. So when the town says, boom, this is what you get, we can go either way.
But I think the town, in my understanding, was they knows that they're aware that the insurance money's not gonna cover the full
Yeah,
sand trap.
either way, I mean, they can say, just use the insurance money, or here's extra. But our RFP will be ready for both.
Okay,
So we're not
so we need, so we're gonna have to get we're gonna have to get support from all the golfers, if that's the case. To come to the meeting and say, listen, we need money for golf course. That's all there's to it. Right, I mean, it's just,
Yeah, I mean, once people bid on the RFP, we're gonna know how much to ask for.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
I'm thinking
that's correct.
$1 million minus 400 bags.
Yeah, it's probably, I'm thinking about a million.
But we have an opportunity to go to the town at that time and say, you know, this is how much the course has brought in the last.
It's already paid for, that's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
This will really tell us how the next 5, 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, I think if that's the case, we're gonna be on our own for the most part. And I disagree with what you're saying, that it's not what the town, the fund, it's what we can do on our own, really what it goes down to, right? I mean, that's at the end of the day, so there's nothing
Well,
really.
yeah, and of course, we'll pay it back, but the money has to be upfront by someone.
Or you reserve it, or you reserve it, that's all.
And depending on what we come up with, like an RFP and do the bids and, you know, maybe the following year when we do the rates, maybe that's what we look at CIP.
Correct. I agree there.
Yeah. Okay.
Mark brought it up months ago. And it will come to fruition a month and a half later, or a year and a half later.
So you had a first meeting with him yesterday?
Yeah, so
Yeah, good.
we drove around and he listened to my point of view, Jerry's point of view on just about every bunker.
Mark, did you have any input on that?
Bunkers,
Yes.
other than the original, like, I think when we all went through it.
When we all went through it.
Yeah, we saw which ones they were planning on taking out.
And then changing, to make it easier for even for the Lady Niners that we're talking about, they got, you know.
So that was the first meeting as outlined in his letter?
Show the chance to the bumpers, the depth of the bumpers.
Based on.
So, and this is 2 weeks later will be the next meeting. is what he's proposing.
Yes, you should have that, the drawings ready.
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
When we spoke, we were thinking like less, like 4 to 7 implementations
The bunkers,
of bunkers.
7?
how about reducing the size, you were talking about reducing the
Well,
size.
that not including, there's stuff like that too.
Okay.
And they were, most of them were out of play, didn't get a lot of use, although the one on 9 was gonna come out, right?
We haven't really agreed on it,
Yeah.
you know, so.
The right hand side one, the one.
That's the one with the whole.
This one does all-
Yeah.
Yeah, this one does.
It wasn't even there. A Bobcat or whatever.
Guy's very good, Doug Smith, I mean, he did our bunkers originally, and he did a nice job back then, right? And just things change over time, so trust his judgment and it's all Jerry. It's gonna be good as long as it's, you know, easier to maintain.
Well, that's the other part of it, the maintainability, right? And then the wash away. Right, because you know, I mean, let's be realistic, we're gonna have more and more storms like we had with the amount of rain, it's just the way it is, right? That's what's happening right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, you do it right, you know, if it rains the night before tournament, you're still playing the bunkers down.
And where does the funding come from, the 30K from CIP?
GF, general fund,
So that
not
can,
CIP,
nor the court, so the town,
right? Thanks to
30K.
Kevin Delaney and Jerry Parents. They
Yeah.
found a way to
to
get
do
it
that,
in
right,
G fund.
great.
Donated bridge. Well, we haven't had any snow, so it hasn't got hit yet. Right? That's a good thing.
Keep waiting, I don't know, you know, they-
Well, I think that may happen this weekend, right? So how much is that gonna cost to install?
what's that?
So what's that gonna cost to install for contractors doing it? So it's not plug and play like we were told, right? That bridge is not plug and
When
play.
you're dealing with a floodplain, nothing is plug and play.
Well, we were told that was plug and play. I mean, that's, you were here, I mean, right?
I thought it was gonna be similar to the other bridge.
I did too. I think we all did. We were all under that impression.
You know,
I mean, the only difference is that bridge, someone in town helped. And
yeah,
then right now,
the wood company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right
See,
now,
the-
we have to go
yeah.
through earth contract.
So the town can't do it. They can't touch it. Like they did the other one.
We're going to use earth contract.
Okay, CIP fall projects.
Oh, we're still on this.
Yeah, well, we go straight down here, it's like a CIP project, so I get, you know, I understand where you go with the short game area. But, so I'm just gonna come back to the Harvard Cup thing that we came up last time. If they can't handle the bathrooms and dirt and soil in the, on part threes and water in the carts, how are they gonna maintain the short game area? With no additional staff?
So we'll cancel that.
I don't know, I'm just asking you a question, this is yours, not mine. I'm asking you a question.
I mean, that's, what would they have to do, just cut it?
I got no idea.
They don't have to pick balls or,
Well, I mean, bathrooms, what do you have to do? Wash them and put toilet paper in there? I mean,
and for what we have, I thought the bathrooms were fine, I mean, you want me to.
if I'm finding dead birds in there for 3 days at a clip, then that's a
I
problem.
wouldn't say that.
You know, I would say that, 'cause I pointed out to
You
you,
text me that afternoon and we got it out that afternoon,
but it's already been there for 2 days, so,
so.
you know, guess what? So I think that comes down to you to say, listen, I need to have.
And we have, right, I took your advice of putting a login sheet, there's a
Okay.
login sheet, they log in. they
But
do
but
it,
then it still has to.
Right, the quality of their cleaning, that's not what they're here for. Right, they clean it, they're here to cut grass and make your course look great, which they are.
No,
Right,
no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. It's all inclusive.
But don't, like, inside the clubhouse, I mean, the pro shop, they have the guys come to clean the bathrooms
Right.
there, right?
Yeah.
Could they use them guys to do the bathrooms on the other?
no,
Because that's different.
they're already tied, you know, I had to fight to get us 2 days a week in
Okay,
the clubhouse. They're understaffed themselves, right? So we'll put an emphasis on your bathrooms this year.
I'm not-
But if-
no, it's not
don't
emphasis.
cry when your greens aren't great, or your sand bunkers, aren't fixed.
Yeah, it takes another 10 minutes to do this, right? I mean,
Question, is the gentleman who does the carts, who's the gentleman that, he's been there for quite some time? Donald. Could Donald clean the bathrooms? He seems very
That's,
conscientious
That's probably gonna be a union grievance.
if he cleans the bathrooms.
I mean, with all due respect, so if it's in the job specs, it's in the job specs. I mean,
We'll concentrate on.
But no, but hear me out, it's not one of the,
Make sure your
Saul,
bathrooms are
Saul,
awesome
Saul.
this year.
it's not one of the,
Right.
listen, Saul, in all due respect,
We're
This is
gonna
your
concentrate
job.
on that so much this year.
this is your job.
And I know, I told you, we're gonna go.
But this is your job, I actually have to tell you to do your job, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
This
when I
is
read
my
the
recommendation for
document,
this.
it didn't say managed bathroom, but
No, it's managed, no, it's called managed facilities, and that's what a supervisor does, you're director of golf. You're the GM of the place, Saul. this is not, you're not a pro. I mean, no offense, but that's not your job, that we have a pro. Your job is to your job is to do the whole, look at the whole, the thing, you know, as a whole, right? That's your job.
Right.
So
Have I,
that's why you, oh, that's,
have I been not
but you're asking me,
Are our rounds not up? Have
So
we
I
not
think-
made money my 2 years here?
can I finish?
Have
No,
we
you didn't
got
make money.
money?
It's not, no, don't take credit for that.
I'm not, okay,
No.
I won't then.
No, please, believe me, no.
So the bathrooms itself, that you said the original inside, they're getting in because there's nothing, there's no screen up on top.
No, it was a dead one, Jimmy.
No, there's no,
Yeah, I know.
there's no screen up top. So basically put the screen up there so the bridge can't get in.
Well,
That would be the next thing.
it's just, but no, it's not even that. It's just, listen. You have 4 bathrooms. It takes you 5 minutes of bathroom to clean out, whatever. That's 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes. That's all it would take. So, yes, the greens are getting cut for 5 weeks because we're spending 20 minutes. So I have a CFO here.
I'm just saying,
who's
you're
a general
trying to
manager.
improve the course and you're gonna bring it back to
No,
when
we're
they
not.
do it because they don't clean bathrooms.
So,
I just don't think that's fair.
so,
I mean, where do you want to go?
how do they do it in other courses? Who does it in other courses?
I'm not sure, I just concentrate on Timber.
I'm just curious, who, you came from Ellington, who did it up in Ellington?
Probably custodian.
Who's that, custodian?
Not the guys who cut your.
Right, right, so the guys that working on the greens and stuff like that are not cleaners.
Right, that's why I was
But the
trying to
summer
think
help,
outside the box.
You have summer help.
the summer
Somebody else.
help isn't,
More staff. I mean, is it a way?
is it union, right, Tom? The summer help, they're not union, right?
They're all union.
Even the summer help,
The part-timers?
they are?
The only one not union is me.
Uh-oh.
So let me, so Donald, does Donald work for the town or what?
No, he works for the town.
Okay, so why
He's
is,
not a union, he's seasonal.
But because he'd be out on a course that we.
Yeah, it's a duty of a union position.
Do you really, I mean, if you sat down and had a conversation, I'm sure the guys don't want to clean bathrooms.
you're right.
No, and
And if you said, hey, listen, we're gonna take this off your plate for now, we're gonna try it, if Donald's willing to do it, try it. Have a conversation, just a thought. I'm sure you'll work on it.
I don't know why would.
Donald works hard from like 4 to 9 every day.
Right.
I mean, I think he does enough for the courts. That's a hard position he does.
I think he does do a very good job.
So the other thing I would look at is maybe the town need to sit down and think about this because it is a town course. And maybe they need to find a way to pay somebody in to pay them. That's all you can do is sit down, you can just go to them and say, this is what we need, can you make this happen?
Yeah,
And that's all you can do. If they say yes, they say yes, they say no. And we'll get some guinea pigs.
I mean, I think it's more than 20 minutes, but it's certainly not hours and hours worth of work.
Yeah.
If you drive around, you do it, it's probably, 45 minutes by the time you drive out there and get it done, but it's doable, and Saul's gonna work on it for next year.
Yeah, but, you drive around the course every day, it's all right. Just check out everything, what's going on. The part of what you do.
I think that's what I do, yeah.
Well,
You see me, you don't have to ask.
I'm just,
Y'all see me out there every day. Yeah. You don't need to ask.
all right. Golf pro report. Thank you.
Well, before we go to the,
Right. Yeah.
the clubhouse. Alright, do we need to get more storage up there for Ramsey, because a lot of stuff is up.
But that's all been taken care of. They fixed it, they bring that down to the park. They got that all moving down there.
Oh, good.
Good, that's good, because they've done, yeah,
It does look.
and some of that stuff needs to be,
The Shelby, right? They put them Shelby too.
That's good.
good, yeah. that is good.
All right, so the course is open 9 to 3 every day. Is that what that is now?
Yeah, I'll have meetings.
It's all there.
Yeah, 9 to 3.
No, it's that means he's staffing.
He's staffing at 9 to 3.
Oh,
If you need to go up there and meet with him, or like we did the class inventory, he's there.
All right, golf pro report.
Alright, I've been working on the programs for 2025 and player development stuff, trying to get that all scheduled. We already went over the schedules for each organization. One of the things that's come up at the meetings here has been the golf shop hours. I'm going to add basically what I think is all peak hours. There might be some downtime. There might not be anybody in the shop before 8 o'clock. But there's really not that much traffic before 8 o'clock anyways. And if it is, it's just paying $1 to go to play 9. So, I'm gonna try and spruce up the shop a little bit. Okay, address some of those concerns that came up here. Saturdays, Sundays will still be open and close. And I spoke to Saul, we're gonna give this a shot and see how it goes, and then everyone can give their take on what they think. And we can always just adjust, but I think that's a nice balance. We'll have some morning during the week and lead time. There will be a little bit of downtime, and typically that's when there's not a lot of traffic anyways. Just moving along, I gave a little update. Going into year 15, that's pretty crazy.
Holy cow, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. But I don't look any older, right?
No. Take the hat off.
We started, we really didn't have a lot of leagues, and I know that we have a ton of leagues now, right? We use both sides, never did that in the past, and it's tough if you're just a regular player. I think people are trained, they know like 3 to 6 Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
If you're just a public player, you're probably not getting out. I don't see a lot of people getting upset that they can't go out and play, they just understand, but the leagues are kind of our bread and butter for revenue, so we're pretty much tapped
Guaranteed
out.
revenue, right? I mean, it's just guaranteed up front.
19% of the revenue,
You know, it's
which is not the largest.
But it's
it's one of
guaranteed.
these things where we need them if it's all about generating revenue and beating budgets, which
Yeah.
sounds like it is, we need the leagues. Also, we need the outings, you know, and there's gonna be a lot of Fridays that are unavailable this year, just because there's a lot more outings than there used to be. I think people are seeing golf tournaments as a waste to raise money for their organization or whatever charity. And it's good for the course, it's kind of good for everybody, so if I get interest, I try to book it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, if it gets to be too much, you come at me, we can talk about it, but it is a good portion of our revenue.
Yeah, how many outings do we do last?
We had over 20 outings that were like 72 players or more.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah, so I would say the ones that are over 100, there's only a handful, there's maybe 8 or so, yeah, and then there's a lot, but
Is it, yeah?
there's a lot of little ones as well. But
You close out the whole course for the smaller ones too, or no?
we have in our contract, I believe it's either 72 or 80 players during the week to close the course, Monday to Friday. You have to have 120 in the weekend.
Yeah, we
pretty
talked
much,
about,
but
yeah. Okay.
So you have to have a certain amount to close the course. If you have an outing, you have 60 players. They know it's gonna be a modified shotgun where I'm still gonna have public play.
Got it.
Maybe one side of the course, and it's kind of organized camps, but it seems to all work out. Outings keep coming back year after year. Burns does a nice job. They all love the golf course.
How do our fees compare to the other ones? Of course, for the
We're
outings.
right in line with everybody
Okay.
else. I think actually some of them are less. The ones that have more than 18 holes, the courses that have more than 18.
They can
holes
offer,
used,
yeah.
You know, I think they're a little less than we are.
But we're still getting the tournaments.
Yeah, it's like the experience. We have a fair golf course, everybody enjoys ball skill levels, you know, zero handicap scratch and a beginner. You play our golf course. Like I said, Ramsey does a nice job with arrangements, nobody leaves hungry, so. We have a good thing going, we've established a lot of relationships over the years, so they just keep coming back to us and whatnot, so. I think, we have a good thing going there, but again, like I said, you know, part of me is like, I'm gonna book every outing in league I can, and let's stack it, and then part of me is like, well, what if people start.
It's a balance,
complaining?
sure.
You know, so we'll see when we get to that point, I mean, I haven't heard it. Hopefully.
You're grumbling, but it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You need the cash, right?
Yeah, our
It's just
season
like-
passes, our fees are low for season passes, so, you know, there's an understanding of, okay, I may get shot. Like I
It's a
said,
trade-off, right?
Senior men have been
Sure.
very, you know, flexible in their schedule, because there's a lot of changes we have to make based on outings, Mondays, so. I think we got a good thing going, so just try to continue that.
Are you
yes.
looking to continue the mixed league?
Yes, definitely. The mixed league, hopefully we'll be a twice a month, Friday evening. It's been popular, it's like a drop and you don't have to commit to every week. We got rained out a ton last year, randomly on the Friday nights, I believe, so like I know we had to cancel a few. But we do plan on having some love set for that. I don't know if I did give them props, but the Berlin High School boys team did win their first state
Yeah,
championship.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm leading, it's like the girls are going for their fourth in a row this spring. So coach, I'll be meeting with him about the schedule and whatnot. But you know, it's great that we have the town support to our teams. I think it's really helpful for the teams. They feel special when they're up there. So
Did we get a sign for the boys yet?
they did update the sign, so it says 2024 on the sign. I don't know if I got the plaque yet from them to put on the wall, but that was their first one since 2008, so long time coming. So I know Coach Ferrero and the team, I'm very proud of them, good kids. And they act right at the course, which I mean is most important because.
I'm sorry?
They act right, you know, they're well behaved, respectful. I've had years where it hasn't been that, you know, so.
That's good,
I
though.
think that they're all
Then
really
you know
good
what?
kids.
Then tell the coaches, great job.
Yeah,
Seriously,
definitely,
kudos to the
they
coaches.
do a fine job. The staffing, I'm planning on having a very similar staff, I'll probably start trying to secure them in February, for the year. So I'll reach out to who I had, and if people aren't coming back, I'll look for new people. And then going forward, just continue to work with Ramsey on like the outing and just getting him on the same page with the schedule. I'll update our website once the rates are finalized, and then plan on reaching out to all leagues and outings. So I was gonna update the contract for the outings to send out and just get the ball rolling, and before you know it, we'll be marching playing golf.
It'll be here soon, right?
It'll be here quick. Yeah, but other than that, if anybody has any questions about anything, let me know.
Anything else?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Well, it's 7:32. 7:32. Commissioner Lemieux has made a motion to adjourn. Can I have somebody second that? Commissioner Green, second that. And thank you again, Gail, for your time.